Good morning, Ekta ma'am.
Yes, good morning. Very good morning, Anviti ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
It is our honor to have you with us today.
Yeah,
And
thank you so much.
being our alma mater, we are really, proud to have you. And no one best from you would be there who can guide a student on personal finance skills. And
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sure that today students will really love your session as they always do.
Yeah, hope so. So at the end, I want also the feedback from the students. And if any query will be there, please let me know at the end. I don't want any kind of disturbance. And in the session, I want everyone, if I ask something from the students, please write the answers in the chat box. Okay. So I want your participation because the topic is very unique and it is not for only for you, it's for every kind of generation, I can say. Okay, it's for the young kids, it's for you also, it's for Anviti ma'am too, it's for me too. So it's a lifelong lesson which we are going to lead in our life. So that is why I really want your participation. Okay, and I request again all of you to please turn on your videos if possible. I have already told you earlier this thing. So if possible, please turn on your videos. My focus is just to give a glimpse of what is all about personal management skills. My focus is not to just see your faces. I want your interaction. So please cooperate with me and let us start the session. Can I, Anviti ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Okay, sure. So let me share a PPT with you all. So, first of all, I want everyone to take a deep breath and relax your shoulders because today's topic is basically talking about the personal finance management skills. So, now if I ask every one of you, what is your goal when you will get a first job? When you will get a first job and when you will get a first salary, then what do you think? How you want to take your life further? Can please anyone write the answers in the chat box? I want quick answers, giving you 1 or 2 minutes. Please write the answer in the chat box. What is your financial goal? Like if you get a first job and after you got a first salary. So if someone wants to buy a car, someone wants to have an air conditioner at home, then what's your perspective of life when you get a first job and the first salary? Please write the answers in the chat box. Okay, so Pratham is saying life insurance. Okay, very good. What about others? Multiply that money and have luxurious life ahead. Okay, I'm going to buy a artist made collections by BTS. I want to donate my first salary. That's really amazing. Okay, so I have got very good answers from your side. I think you must have got some knowledge regarding this personal finance management skills. So if I talk about these financial management skills, if I talk about one person, I would like to use my initial salaries to use them to fulfill my basic needs and then further proceed with luxuries. Yes, Vartika, your answer is really awesome. I really liked it. And that is what we are now going to focus on, leading a financially secure life. And you know that creating a financially secure life is a very daunting task. What do you think so? Yes. Why? Because first, it requires skills. Second, for skills, when you possess those skills, you want to find the best route for yourself. And finally, then you fulfill your goals, right? So everyone, that is why, should focus on understanding what personal finance is and how you managing this in your life, right? So if I now talk about why one is really aware of, for what one is really aware of, the rules of compounding, the life's financial trap, and the third one is financial stability rules. Okay, so there are three focus topics which we are going to take today: the rules of compounding, life financial trap, and the financial stability rules. Okay, so first of all, I want to share one story with you all. Okay, so suppose I'm taking Anshul Singh. Okay, so Uncle Anshul Singh, imagine yourself as if you are a kid and your mama has brought for you a pet at home. Suppose a puppy or a parrot whose name is Budgie. Okay, so you are now asking Budgie, Budgie, will you sing for me? So your mama is saying, wait, Anshul, he will definitely sing, but he is new at our house. So first, let him give water. So Anshul is saying, Mama, let him give him water because he might be feeling thirsty. So I will give or I will feed him water. So Mama says, okay. So Anshul, by the time, forgot to feed the Budgie and started watching his favorite TV show. And he was so much like busy watching his TV show that he forgot to feed the Budgie who was waiting for so long to have water. So suddenly he realized, oh, I forgot to give water to Budgie. And then he's screaming, Mama, Mama. Mama is saying, what's the matter, Anshul? So Anshul said, Mama, I forgot to give him water, and see what has done with Budgie. He is lying down. So his mama said, don't worry, let me check. He is feeling very hot and thirsty. That is why he's lying down. So let him give water. So when his mama gave him water, he was very freshened up. Okay. So what's the aim of the story? That his mama said, because I have brought a new pet at home. So whatever you get or whatever you aim in your life or whatever you desire in your life, you should have good care of that thing. And what is most important in your life, if I ask you? What is most important in your life? If I ask you, is that money or happiness? What do you think? Please write in the chat box. What is more important in your life? Money or happiness? I want the answers. Please write in the chat box. Okay, so Dave is saying happiness. Okay. Happiness. Okay. Both. Okay. Both. No, you can't say both. When I'm asking money or happiness, you have to choose only one. Okay. So most of the students are saying happiness. So if you don't have money, okay, so will there be happiness in your life if you don't have money? And if I say that money only brings happiness, is that so? That depends. That is why we are here for this topic. Because if I ask you that if you have money, you can buy happiness, you will say yes. But it is not surely that if you have money, of course you are happy, but to some extent in your life. Okay, for that reason, we are going to talk about the personal finance. And if I talk about the personal finance, this is the cycle which you have to follow. First, if you have income, then how you are spending that income, how you are saving. And automatically, if you are saving, so investment is more important. And the protection. Protection from what? Protection of how much you are investing, what is the duration of your investment, what amount of risk you are undertaking. So that is the most important thing which you have to undertake. Okay. So this is the cycle. Now, if I want to ask you that you have some amount of savings, okay, so you have different options. Like now you are, yes, what happened? Is there any doubt to anyone? Okay. Now, if I talk about it, if you have savings in your account, okay, and you have savings in your account, that is giving you a certain kind of return. Okay, and you have different options. What is the most preferable option for you if you passed across your graduation and you are going for the first job? You of course want to save your money, but keeping that money only in the bank will work for you? No, it will definitely not work for you. Okay, of course you need to grow your money. That is the most important thing in your life. For that, I want to teach one important aspect to you, that is rule of compounding. So for that, I need to tell you the two different rates of interest. If I talk about what do you mean by, if I talk you what do you mean by interest, I want everyone to please turn on their video or please mute yourself, because I don't want any kind of disturbance. Please, it's a request. Okay, so if I talk about a very simple meaning of interest, what do you think? What do you mean by interest? Please raise your hands. What do you mean by interest? Please raise your hands if anyone know the meaning of interest. Yes, Anish, please say.
Ma'am, for example, when you take a loan, you have to pay interest on the money that the sum that you take.
Yes. So if you're borrowing money, so the basically the amount you have been charged on that principal amount is the interest which you have to pay along with the principal amount, right? And of course, if I'm talking about the interest, and I want to differentiate first between the nominal interest rate and the effective rate of interest. So nominal interest rate means जो भी अनीश ने बोला that if you are taking a loan at a certain percentage rate, if I'm taking a loan at 6% rate of interest, so that 6%, which is the stated rate of interest, is your nominal interest rate. Okay, and if I'm saying that you are taking a loan, or if you're investing your money, you're not taking a loan, if you're investing your money at 6% rate of interest, and after 1 year, how much you will get? So of course, you will get, if suppose if you're investing rupees 100, so of course you will get more than rupees 100 at 6% rate of interest. So whatever amount you will get, that amount will be more than rupees 100, and whatever the effective rate of interest will come. Suppose if you are investing at 6%, so that rate of interest will be more than 6%, and that rate of interest will be known as the effective rate of interest. ये effective rate of interest आया कैसे? When you do compounding. Okay, when you do compounding, जो आपका formula आप करते थे mathematics में, the principal 1 plus r raised to n. So when I'm talking about the rule of compounding, suppose now you want to have some investment in your life, और आप सोचो कि आपका जो पैसा है वो कितने टाइम में डबल होगा. Okay, तो आप क्या कैलकुलेशन करने बैठोगे? No, there is a very simple rule which is rule 72. And this rule 72 will tell you the length of time required for an investment to double in value at a fixed annual rate of return. Okay, and it is also very simple to calculate. How you will calculate? Dividing the 72 by the annual interest rate, which is your nominal interest rate. Okay, but the simple interest rate doesn't work very well with the rule of 72, because rule 72 work करता है with compounding effect. Okay, तो अगर मैं बोल रही हूँ कि मुझे इतना पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना है और कितने टाइम में वो डबल होगा, so then it is very good if you apply rule 72. So it is a fairly accurate measurement, and more so when using the lower interest rates rather than higher ones. So it is more accurate because when you are starting your investment activity after graduation and you are at the initial stage, so this is the basic rule which you can apply. And of course, you are here only when you are going or using the lower interest rates rather than higher ones. Okay, so if I'm taking an example with you, this is a very basic example. Suppose you have three options. You are going to invest your money in mutual funds at the rate 15%, in savings account, which is giving you 4%, and fixed deposit, which is giving you 8%. Now I want to see कि कितने time period में मेरा पैसा double होगा. So when I take the case of mutual fund, आपने क्या किया? You have applied rule 72. आपने 72 को divide किया 15 से, and you are getting 4.8 years. When I have done savings, so 72 divided by 4, that is 18 years. And when I compare this mutual fund and savings with FD, you are getting 9 years. So what you are witnessing, that in 4.8 years of FD, your money will double at the faster rate than savings at FD. So what do you think, which is a better alternative for you to go? That is mutual fund. But after graduation, when you are thinking to lead a good life, so I think savings in FD, जो आपके safe instruments होते हैं, उसमें ज़्यादा preferable है, because mutual funds, they are more volatile, they are highly risky. So of course you can go for mutual funds, but you should have better knowledge of what is mutual fund. Okay, I think that is clear to everyone. Now there's a question for you: which kind of investment is better, debt or equity? So I want the answers in the chat box. Please write. Which kind of investment do you think is better for you, debt or equity? Please write. Okay, Pratham is saying debt, equity. Amit is saying, okay, equity, debt. Okay, so I'm getting a mixture of answers. Utsav is saying 75% equity and 25% debt. So how, Utsav, you can be very sure that you have mixed the combination 75% and 25%? For this, you can't be very sure if I say that you are very much confident that you are going to have 75% in equity and 25% in debt. We cannot say that. Because, ma'am, at early stage, we can take risk. Okay, at early stage. But if you're not financially sound, then also you're willing to take risk? Utsav? No, of course not. So that depends, of course, that depends upon your risk tolerance, if I can say. Yes, because each and every instrument has its own benefits. If you want to have short-term investment, and if you do not have that kind of financially stable environment at your side, so of course you will prefer debt. Okay, because debt will of course give you a consistent risk, and it also reduces risk, as Dave is saying. And what about equity? Equity, they are more volatile, they have a higher risk tendency, but they are also rewarding you with more returns. Yes, but अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि अभी आपकी एज सपोज 20 years होगी, 2021, so which kind of investment is better for you to invest? So there is another rule which follows you and which will help you in your investment allocation, and that is rule of 100. So this rule basically gives you general guidelines for proper allocation of your retirement and investment assets. So it basically takes your age into consideration to better define your risk tolerance. It can be used to determine how much of your retirement and investment assets should be exposed to risk and loss. So if I'm taking the age, so see this diagram which I have made for you, 100 minus age rule. Easiest method how you want to allocate your investment is to apply rule of 100. 100 minus your age. So if your age is 20, so 100 minus 20 is 80. So of course you will prefer 80% of your investment in equity and 20% in debt. So if you like, I'm taking a case of 30s. So 100 minus 30 is 70%. So 70% you will invest in like stocks, mutual funds, in high risk and higher volatile assets. Whereas in 30% you will go for safer investments, savings, FD, debt instruments, etc. But of course, age is the better financial indicator to see where to invest, but it is not the best indicator. I'm saying it is a better indicator. Why it is not the best indicator? Because I have just told you it depends on your financial stability. Yes, if I'm taking two persons here, one is Aryan and another is Anish. Both have different lifestyle. Anish belongs to a family where he has to take into consideration all the expenses. He's fully responsible of paying his EMIs, okay, looking after his family. And whereas Aryan, on the other hand, he's financially sound. He doesn't have that much responsibility, or if he has responsibility, he doesn't have to pay any EMIs. He doesn't have any loans. So what would you prefer? Did जो 100 वाला rule है, is it applicable to Anish? Not at all, because he's not that financially sound than Aryan Gupta. So of course, if he will apply 100 वाला rule अगर apply करके वो investment करेगा, so he will be in the financial debt trap. Yes, because उसने क्या कर दिया, 70% और 80% invest कर दिया in high risky securities, equity, mutual funds, etc., stocks, which are more volatile, and the rest he is invested in debt. But in that case, in his case, this won't work much, because of course, अगर कुछ problem हो जाती है, so he will be in the debt trap. And then he's already in his loan, he has full responsibility, and he is earning in his. So ultimately, he along with his family has to bear such a loss. So rule of 100 is a better indicator, but it is not the best indicator. This all depends upon your risk tolerance, about your assets, how it should be allocated depending your financial stability. Okay. Now, जब मैं बात कर रही हूँ कि जो अनीश है वो डेट ट्रैप में आ जाएगा, मींस वो फाइनेंशियल ट्रैप में आ जाएगा. सो फाइनेंशियल ट्रैप में कैसे आएगा? दिस कैन बी एक्सप्लेन्ड विद अ वेरी गुड like story of rat race. Rat race means चूहा दौड़. ठीक है, where rise in income leads to rise in expenses. Of course, जब आपकी जॉब लगेगी फर्स्ट टाइम, okay, so you are saying hereby कि आपका प्रमोशन होना चाहिए after 1 year, because you are really working hard for your employer. Yes, so आपका प्रमोशन भी हो गया. जब आपका प्रमोशन होगा, you also want to lead a very luxurious life, so you start spending more. Yes, you will buy a more LED TV, more advanced LED TV. You will of course buy air conditioner, more air conditioner at your home, so it will also rise your expenses. So of course, will it serve the purpose that rise in income will make you more happy? Yes, the rise in income will make you happy, but to a certain extent. Why to a certain extent? Because this rise in income also leading to a certain rise in expenses. आपके expenses भी तो बढ़ रहे हैं. So ultimately आप वापस उसी situation पे आ रहे हो. किस situation पे आ रहे हो? कि आप बैलेंस नहीं कर रहे हो. यू आर ऑटोमेटिकली इंक्रीजिंग योर एक्सपेंसेस. आप अच्छे रेस्टोरेंट्स में जाने लग जाओगे. यू वांट टू हैव अ मोर लग्जूरियस लाइफ बिकॉज आप कंपटीशन में हो. यस, मेरी फ्रेंड ने ये ब्रांड परचेज किया, आई विल आल्सो गो फॉर दैट ब्रांड. यस, सो यहाँ पर यस सूर्यांश, क्या ओपन कर दूं बेटा? व्हाट डू यू वांट मी टू ओपन? अनम्यूट कर दूं बिकॉज द स्टूडेंट्स आर रियली डिस्टर्बिंग मी. And this is a nuisance which that student has done, so I will unmute you at the end. If you want to have any doubt, so you can ask in the chat box. Okay, so if I'm saying ki jo, if I'm compare now two persons again, if I'm comparing that yahan par kya ho raha hai ki if you are a poor person and if you are a rich person, so poor person kis liye kaam karte hain? The poor person only work for money. Whereas rich person क्या करेंगे? Rich person कहते हैं कि ऐसा काम करो where money works for you. So you want to have or you want to lead a life where money works for you. Okay, is that clear? So rise in income of course will lead to rise in expenses. आप उस rat race में आ रहे हो because you want to lead a healthy life. But this healthy life will be accomplished if you avoid this rat race. आप लोग क्या चाहते हो? आप लोग चाहते हो अच्छी सैलरी हो क्या? बट अच्छी सैलरी होना इज द अल्टीमेट एम. एवरीवन वांट्स मनी. यस, जस्ट वेट. Yes, sorry for the disturbance. Yes, so when I'm saying, suppose if I'm talking about the two persons, the rich people and the poor people. So poor people actually working for the salary. So if I ask you after graduation, what is your aim? आप चाहोगे आपकी अच्छी salary हो, okay? But that salary or the rise in salary, because you are aiming for promotions, you are working hard for the employer. So what do you actually want? You want to lead a financially secure life, and that is only possible when you avoid this rat race. Avoiding this rat race means when you're actually reducing your expenses. Okay, reducing your expenses is the ultimate aim. So now my question is, where we are talking about the ways where money works for you. Just I have told you कि rich people क्या कहते हैं? Did you also have read a story or a book of Rich Dad Poor Dad? So in that also the rich dad says that find the ways where money works for you, or not the other way where you are working for money. Okay, so for that you need to have financial education. Now what is meant by financial education? फाइनेंशियल एजुकेशन कभी भी आपको कोई भी ग्रेजुएशन लेवल में नहीं पढ़ाने वाला, कभी भी आपने अपने स्कूल में भी नहीं पढ़ा होगा. यू नेवर हैव taught or heard about this financial education. This financial education is to be imparted by ourselves only, because what is more important than money? It is the knowledge and the skills, which I have told you that if you have the skills, but then only you can find the best route for yourself. So knowing how to manage and to grow your wealth, that is very important. Money without knowledge is money soon gone. So knowledge is more important. So ये financial education आपको help करेगा अगर आपको इस चूहा दौड़ भी I can say और rat race से अगर बचना है. So lifetime learning is very much required in this case. अगर मैं सोचूं कि मैं अभी पैसा कमा रही हूँ और ये मेरे को लाइफ टाइम नहीं चाहिए, मैंने एक बार ही ये फाइनेंशियल एजुकेशन का मतलब समझ लिया, नाउ आई कैन गो अहेड विद माय लाइफ विद अ वेरी गुड एंड सिक्योर लाइफ. सो दिस इज नॉट एट ऑल which is a one day matter. It is a full lifetime learning is required, and with lifetime learning action is also required. And how you can take this action, this is very important. If I tell you the secret of being rich, then you have to, or you must know the difference between assets and liabilities and buy assets. If I simply ask you one thing कि एसेट्स का मतलब क्या होता है, आप अकाउंटिंग टर्म्स में पढ़ते थे एसेट्स का मतलब दैट कि आपने कंप्यूटर खरीदा है, आपने आपके पास कोई भी फर्नीचर है, कोई भी मशीन है, दैट डिफाइंस द एसेट्स. बट इफ यू टॉक अबाउट मैनेजिंग योर फाइनेंस, इट विल टेक द अदर वे राउंड. एसेट्स का मतलब क्या हुआ, एनीथिंग दैट ब्रिंग्स यू मनी विदाउट वर्किंग. You must also find ways for passive income. For example, if I am teaching as a lecturer in Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University, and by side, I'm also getting a rental income from my real estate. So for that, I don't have to work anything. Side by side, मुझे वो rental income आ रही है. So this is my asset, which I defines because I am getting the income or the money without working on that. So this is the real definition of asset if you want to have a financially secure life. And liabilities. आपने AC purchase कर लिया, accounting terms में this terms in asset, but I don't think so this terms in asset. आपने AC purchase किया, आपने बच्चों को प्ले स्टेशन लेके दिया, तो इससे आपका इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल भी तो बढ़ रहा है, आपकी सैलरी बढ़ी है तो आपके एक्सपेंसेस भी इंक्रीज हो रहे हैं, आपकी लायबिलिटी इंक्रीज हो रही है. So when you are very much clear about the difference between assets and liabilities, so you must know that you must buy assets from your surplus income. Okay, being a very normal man or a normal guy, मैं क्या करूंगी, मेरी सैलरी इंक्रीज हो रही है, मैं बहुत अच्छी लैविशिंग लाइफ जीना चाहती हूँ, मैं अपनी नीड्स को फुलफिल करूंगी. बट ये नीड्स फुलफिल करना जब आपके पास सरप्लस एसेट्स हो और फिर आप लग्जरी पे फोकस करो, दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. तो रिच लोग क्या करते हैं, दे आर इनिशियली सेक्रीफाइसिंग एट द स्टेज 1 and later they are reaping the benefits of having a good life. Okay, so of course you must focus on knowing the difference between assets and liabilities. Okay, now if I talk about the recent personal finance trends of year 2021, आपको तो पता है year 2021 is very much hit by a pandemic. Yes, and everyone wants to be financially secure at this level. So financial year 21 जो था, it is a year of hope and financial revival. So what are the basic personal finance trends which happened in year 2021? First is equity investment made new highs. मैंने आपको बताया equity में invest करना is very risky, they are more volatile. But year 2021 में आपकी stock market bullish level पे थी, prices high कर रहे थे, तो जो इस time survive कर रहे थे वो तभी survive कर रहे थे जो stay कर रहे थे. तो आपको क्या करना चाहिए, आपने सुना होगा ना phrase, don't put all eggs in the same basket. You have to diversify your securities in a portfolio. जब आप डाइवर्सिफाई करोगे, कुछ के प्राइसेस अप होंगे, कुछ के डाउन होंगे, देन यू विल बी एट द बैलेंस लेवल. ओके, सो जो तो सरवाइव कर गए, आपको अपना टाइम टू टाइम बुक करना चाहिए प्रॉफिट, आपको डाइवर्सिफाई करना चाहिए, दैट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. सेकंड, FD rates, the fixed deposit rates remain subdued. Remain subdued means, as you know, year 2020 it is very much hit by a financial or a coronavirus pandemic. तो उसमें बैंक्स ने क्या किया, अपने FD rates को स्टेबल कर दिया क्योंकि हाई इन्फ्लेशन भी था. एंड यू नो दैट देयर इज इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन इन्फ्लेशन एंड इंटरेस्ट रेट. तो इंटरेस्ट रेट कम हो गया. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, जो लोग हैं क्या वो ज्यादा टाइम के लिए FD में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे? नो, बिकॉज द रेट्स वर लोअर. तो उन्होंने बिकॉज ऑफ दैट करंट सिचुएशन उन्होंने कम इन्वेस्ट किया या कम टाइम के लिए इन्वेस्ट किया FD पे, बिकॉज उनके पास एक्सपेक्टेशन थी कि एट अ लेटर स्टेज दीज इंटरेस्ट रेट्स विल गो अप and then we will think of investing in FDs because that will give you now more return. Okay, so that is why the banks have kept their FD rates subdued, basically at the same level. Then there is a new concept which has come about regarding the personal finance, that is BNPL, buy now pay later. This is very important, buy now pay later. तो पेंडेमिक में कंज्यूमर्स को बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी, तो ये कंसेप्ट आपने देखा होगा. पेटीएम में भी देयर इज एन ऑप्शन ऑफ पेटीएम पोस्टपेड, आप भी उसका यूटिलाइज कर सकते हो, काफी बच्चे कर भी रहे होंगे, बट दिस इज ओनली फॉर एसेंशियल परचेज. तो उसमें क्या है, सपोज जनवरी के मंथ में मैंने पूरे जनवरी कुछ एसेंशियल परचेजेस खरीदी, लाइक आई परचेज मिल्क, आई परचेज डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स, ठीक है, फ्रॉम ग्रोसरी एंड ऑल। तो जब मैंने परचेज किया, मैं पेटीएम पोस्टपेड से ही करी थी। उन्होंने बोला आप अभी खरीद लो बट आप पे करोगे लेटर। लेटर मींस आपको 7 फरवरी से पहले पहले पे कर देना, ओके। बट यहाँ पर इंटरेस्ट रेट भी कोई लिवाई नहीं होगा, बट आपने अगर 7 फरवरी तक पे नहीं किया, then the interest will be levied. So this is a very good opportunity if you want to manage your personal finance along with this pandemic. So Paytm Postpaid is also this option available with you. But of course, अगर आप पूरे ही financial trap में हो, then this app or this BNPL will not work for you. Because ultimately जब 7th Feb आएगा, आपके पास पैसे ही नहीं है पे करने के लिए. So ultimately then you have to pay interest on that also. Okay. Then there's a one major new concept of cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency का तो बहुत ज्यादा रेलिवेंस है। cryptocurrency का अगर मैं 2021 की बात करूं तो वो इंडिया में लीगलाइज नहीं था। हमारी गवर्नमेंट सोच रही थी that we should regulate or we should made a new clarity of cryptocurrency bill which will become legalized in India. Okay, so cryptocurrency means digital currency transfers जो हम कहते हैं। डिजिटल करेंसी आप ट्रांसफर्स करोगे, वो पहले लीगलाइज नहीं था, कोई प्रॉपर रूल नहीं था, और इंडिया ने कहा था कि हम 2020 में ऐसा कुछ करेंगे और उन्होंने किया भी है। ओके, सो दिस वी विल सी व्हेन वी टॉकिंग अबाउट क्रिप्टो करेंसी, दे आर आल्सो हाईली वॉलेटाइल। सो गवर्नमेंट को इसलिए ही बिल पास करना पड़ा क्योंकि जब तक लॉ नहीं होगा एंड व्हेन यू विल इन्वेस्ट इन दिस, सो यू विल बी इन अ मोर रिस्क ऑफ लूजिंग द मनी। ओके, and one more personal finance trend which I'm going to talk about is new RBI auto debit rule. Initially अक्टूबर 2021 में ये रूल आया था, न्यू आरबीआई ऑटो डेबिट रूल, कि कोई ऑटोमेटिक आपकी रिकरिंग पेमेंट पे डेबिट नहीं होगा। एडिशनल फैक्टर ऑथेंटिकेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट होगी अगर आपका ऑटो डेबिट हो रहा है, एंड दैट इज अमाउंट इज 5000। ओके, सो अमाउंट इज 5000 इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट। एडिशनल फैक्टर ऑथेंटिकेशन मींस आपको ओटीपी की रिक्वायरमेंट होगी। ओके, अदरवाइज क्या होगा, 24 आवर्स से पहले आपको एक मैसेज आएगा कंज्यूमर को, वो कंफर्म करेगा, उसके बाद ही आप ऑटो डेबिट कर सकते हो, अदरवाइज यू विल नॉट डू एनी ऑटो डेबिट इन दिस केस। इज दिस क्लियर? सो दीज आर द पर्सनल फाइनेंस ट्रेंड्स ऑफ ईयर 2021। सो एज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द क्रिप्टो करेंसी, अब आपने देखा होगा यूनियन बजट 2022 आ रहा है, एंड उन्होंने भी पर्सनल फाइनेंस का बहुत ज्यादा रेलिवेंस लेकर आए हैं, वेयर दे हैव टेकन और टॉक्ड अबाउट द क्रिप्टो करेंसी रेगुलेशंस, जो अब लॉ आ गया है इंडिया में। ओके, जो हमारा फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर है उन्होंने फाइनली ये लॉ पास कर दिया रिगार्डिंग द टैक्सेशन ऑफ क्रिप्टो करेंसीज व्हिच वी आल्सो कॉल वर्चुअल डिजिटल एसेट। तो कोई भी गेन्स जो होंगे अगर आप ट्रांसफर कर रहे हो वर्चुअल डिजिटल एसेट क्रिप्टो करेंसीज, दैट वुड बी टैक्सेबल एट द रेट ऑफ 30%। डायरेक्ट टैक्सेबल होगा 30% पे, इररिस्पेक्टिव आप कौन से स्लैब में आ रहे हो, आप एग्जेम्प्टेड लिमिट में आ रहे हो, किस भी स्लैब में आ रहे हो, लेकिन अगर आपने ट्रांसफर किया है क्रिप्टो करेंसी, दैट वुड बी टैक्सेबल एट द रेट ऑफ 30%। देन अगर आप डिजिटल करेंसी ट्रांसफर कर रहे हो तो आपका 1% टीडीएस हर एक ट्रांजैक्शन पे चार्ज होगा। 1% टीडीएस वुड बी चार्ज ऑन एनी डिजिटल करेंसी ट्रांसफर ट्रांजैक्शन। ओके, कोई भी लॉसेस अगर आपको इस ट्रांसफर से होते हैं, सो कोई भी सेट ऑफ नहीं किया जाएगा, कैरी फॉरवर्ड भी नहीं होगा। इवन आपके पास अगर क्रिप्टो करेंसी गेन्स हैं तब भी आप सेट ऑफ नहीं कर सकते हैं। ओके, एंड सपोज इफ आई एम गिफ्टिंग करेंसी, क्रिप्टो करेंसी टू समवन, ओके, एंड दैट वुड बी टैक्सेबल इन द हैंड्स ऑफ रेसिपिएंट, जिसको मैं गिफ्ट कर रही हूँ उसके हैंड्स में ये टैक्सेबल होगा, एंड दैट टू एट द रेट ऑफ 30% व्हिच आई हैव टोल्ड यू। सो 30% पे आपका होगा बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, क्योंकि अब आपका एक प्रॉपर लॉ आ गया है क्रिप्टो करेंसी पे। तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी हैज आल्सो सेड दैट नाउ डिजिटल करेंसी is now matching up with the physical currency. So digital currency has now a major role to play in India as well. Okay, क्योंकि अब law आ गया है, because they are highly volatile as we know, but now investing also in now cryptocurrency will also give you more returns, and of course the taxation policies are also very clear. So now you can go ahead with the cryptocurrency also while investing. So these are the lifetime lessons which I'm going to focus upon, that lead a life where money works for you. Yes, as Rich Dad Poor Dad says, buy luxuries with your asset income. आपको luxuries asset करने हैं, buy करने with your asset income. Asset income का मतलब क्या है? Suppose आपको job मिली है, and when you got a job, आप उसमें सैलरी कर रहे हो, आप ग्रोथ चाहिए, आपको ग्रोथ भी मिल रही है, ओके, यू आर लीडिंग अ वेरी गुड लाइफ, जो पैसा आ रहा है, so first of all you should not waste that money on increasing your expenses. So first thing you need to learn that you have to reduce your expenses. और reduce expenses करके आप क्या कर रहे हो, you are saving and you are simultaneously engaging yourself in investing activities. तो जब उस पैसे को आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो और उस वो जो इन्वेस्ट करते करते यू आर री इन्वेस्टिंग दैट मनी, तो वो क्या हो रहा है, मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है. व्हेन इट मल्टीप्लाइज एंड एट द लेटेस्ट स्टेज व्हेन यू विल बी हैप्पी दैट यू हैव सरप्लस amount of income now, then buy your asset or then buy your luxuries from that asset income. Okay, so how this asset income will come? This asset income will come from different investment activities where you can invest in real estate, where you can invest in stock market, where you can invest in mutual funds. Okay, then to focus on financial education. अभी मैंने आपको बताया है कि financial education पे focus करना बहुत जरूरी है, और financial education आपको क्या बताएगा? Buy assets and not to buy liabilities. And this financial education is required at every stage of your life because उसके लिए क्या चाहिए, skills होना बहुत जरूरी है. That skill is very much required, and ये skill अगर आपके पास होगी, so you would be able to fulfill your goal. Okay, then mind your own business. आपको mind your own business का मतलब क्या है, कि मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ कि जो poor and middle लोग जो होते हैं वो किस लिए वर्क करते हैं, they are working for the employer to get a handsome amount of salary and to fulfill their needs, or when they will have their growth they can also fulfill by purchasing the luxury things. तो जो poor लोग हैं वो कब कर रहे हैं purchase luxury things? At the initial stage. Whereas if you want to have a very wealthy life, I'm not saying a rich life, wealthy life अगर आपको जीनी है, so you want to purchase that luxuries from your surplus income or from the assets which you have at a later stage. At earlier stage you want to sacrifice, you have to sacrifice, and that sacrifice will give you an ultimate aim of your life. Okay, so mind your own business. अगर मैं बोलूं एक ladder है, ठीक है, आप क्या करते हो, आप अपने फ्रेंड्स के पीछे चल रहे होते हो, आपको सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, मैंने आज ये किया, मैंने आज ये किया. बट अगर मैंने ये वाला लाइन लाइफ टाइम लेसन्स में व्हाई हैव रिटन दिस माइंड योर ओन बिजनेस, बिकॉज अगर आपको सक्सेसफुल होना है तो आपको लैडर पे कभी कभी अकेले भी चढ़ना पड़ता है अपने फ्रेंड्स को पीछे छोड़कर. If you want to grow, if you want to groom yourself in your life, so what are the condition for assets that produces income without working plus asset that you love? But asset वो होना चाहिए जो आपको पसंद हो. For example, if I am working as a assistant professor and of course if I have a hobby of jewelry, okay, तो मैंने क्या किया, आप देख रहे हो कि Instagram is also getting very popular nowadays. So Instagram में क्या हो रहा है, मैंने एक person को point कर लिया जो मेरी website create करेगा, और ज्वेलरी मैंने कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट ज्वेलरी में करी, वो ही मेरा अकाउंट देखेगा, वही उस पे फोकस करेगा. सो आई एम गेटिंग दैट पैसिव इनकम फ्रॉम दैट. ये तो नहीं है कि अगर मेरे पास जॉब नहीं होगी तो मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है. नो, आई एम हैविंग दैट पैसिव इनकम. सो आई एम ऑल्सो फोकसिंग ऑन दैट एसेट इनकम इन विच आई हैव इंटरेस्ट. आप सोचो आप स्टॉक मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट कर लो बट आपको उसकी बिल्कुल भी नॉलेज नहीं है, सो यू कैन नॉट डू दैट. So for that you have courses, you have different consultations. Okay, so that is very much important that income aap kar rahe ho without working, plus you should be focused on that asset where you have a love for that asset. So there is a rule that keep building your assets. ये नहीं है कि अगर आपने assets build करा तो एक time build होगा. No, I have just say you have to be a smart person in life. And how you will become a smart person in life? By focusing on a life which is financially secure and which will give you a wealthy lifestyle. Because आपने financial management भी पढ़ा हुआ है कि शेयर होल्डर्स क्या चाहते हैं, अपनी wealth को maximize करना, not profit maximize करना. So if you want to become a rich person, you have to be very smart in your life. Okay, so if I'm taking a very simple case कि आपकी इनकम बढ़ रही है, आपके एक्सपेंसेस भी बढ़ रहे हैं, तो सपोज आपकी बच्चों एक बच्चा था पहले, तो आपने उनके लिए एक्सपेंसेस बढ़े, आपकी इनकम बढ़ी, तो आपने बैलेंस कर लिया, चलो कोई बात नहीं. आफ्टर सम टाइम्स व्हेन यू सी कि आपका एक और फैमिली प्लानिंग हुई, आपका एक और बच्चा हुआ, अब वो दोनों बच्चों के आपको एजुकेशन पे भी ध्यान रखना है, उनका स्कूल पास हुआ, तो आपकी इनकम बढ़ रही है बट आपके एक्सपेंसेस भी तो बढ़ रहे हैं, उनकी एजुकेशन पे भी तो लगाना है आपको. ओके, बट साइड बाय साइड you want to focus on the assets you love, and from that assets when you are getting that surplus income, then you will fulfill all your your luxury needs, which you want. So there's a difference between need and want. I am fulfilling my basic needs, but the wants is that when you are having or when you are leading a luxurious life. So किसी लोगों को brand conscious होते हैं, कुछ लोग brand conscious नहीं होते हैं. So what matters is your personality. Someone can build a personality even without wearing brand cautious or branded clothes or branded shoes. Okay, it depends on your motive, how you are taking your life ahead. Okay, so this is all about your personal finance management skills, which I have talked about the rules of compounding. Okay, so if I talk about the rules of compounding at the end, I also want to focus कि compounding. If you're doing savings interest, आप savings account में पैसा डाल रहे हो बैंक account में, तो वहां पर जो आपका interest होता है ना, वो आपका daily calculate होता है. This is very important thing. Please listen. आपका इंटरेस्ट डेली कैलकुलेट होता है. तो सपोज अगर मैंने पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया और पैसा डाला मैंने बैंक में 10,000 रुपीज, ओके, और नेक्स्ट डे ना मैंने डिपॉजिट किया 10,000, तो आपका इंटरेस्ट किस पे कैलकुलेट होना चाहिए? आप कहोगे मैम 20,000 पे. नो, सेविंग्स अकाउंट में जो आपका इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेट होता है वो डेली तो होता है, बट लोएस्ट बैलेंस पे होगा. आपने जो पैसा डिपॉजिट किया है सपोज 2 फरवरी को और 1 फरवरी में आपके पास बैलेंस था 10,000, तो 2 फरवरी में यू कैन नॉट से कि आपका इंटरेस्ट 20,000 पे लगेगा. नो, उस दिन ही तो आपने डिपॉजिट किया है, वो एप्लीकेबल होगा 3 फरवरी से. तो 3 फरवरी पे आपका इंटरेस्ट लगेगा 20,000, लेकिन 2 फरवरी पे आपका इंटरेस्ट 10,000 ही लगेगा. एंड ऑन द वेरी नेक्स्ट डे सपोज यू हैव विथड्रॉ रुपीज 5,000, ओके, तो आपके पास अभी 30,000 है. जिस दिन आप विथड्रॉ कर रहे हो वो उसी दिन काउंट होगा, तो आपका बैलेंस कितना हो गया? 25,000. Because the rule is that you have to apply interest on the lowest daily balance. So जिस दिन तो withdraw कर रहे हो वो count हो रहा है, but जिस दिन आप add करते हो वो next day से count होता है. But if I talk about कि compounding जो है वो आपकी किस basis पे हो रही है? आपकी होती quarterly ही है. Compounding always happens quarterly. चाहे आप FD ले लो, FD में interest भी compute होता है quarterly, ठीक है, लेकिन savings में आपका daily basis पे होता है. So of course because you have made us so much nuisance, मेरा करने का मन नहीं कर रहा because I want you to answer, but don't please leave this. If I want to ask you a very simple question कि interest rate है आपका per quarter 4%. So if you apply a rule of compounding 72 rule, so कितना होगा आपका, कितने टाइम में पैसा डबल होगा? So मुझे आप लोगों से आंसर चाहिए था because there is so much nuisance which you have done or a hindrance which is creating by the students. So I am only giving you the answer. Those who wants to take interest, please note this down. If I'm saying the interest rate per quarter is 4%, but interest is compounding annually. Interest आपका compounding annually हो रहा है, but interest per quarter is 4%. So of course, when you apply the rule 72, you will simply divide the 72 divided by the rate of interest, which is 4%, which I have told you. So आपके यहाँ आएंगे 72 divided by 4, which is coming out to be 18 quarters. But मैंने आपको बोला interest जो है वो compounded annually हो रहा है. So then 18 quarters need to be divided by 4, because compounding क्या होती है? एक साल में 4 quarters होते हैं. Compounding 4 quarters होते हैं, एक quarter में 3 months होते हैं, तो 4 times आपकी होगी पूरे year में compounding. So what you will do, 18 quarters divided by 4 and you will get 4.5 years. So अगर आप इंटरेस्ट 4.54% आपका पर क्वार्टर, बट द इंटरेस्ट इज कंपाउंडेड एनुअली, सो आपको पता लग गया कि 4.5 इयर्स में आपका पैसा जो है वो डबल हो जाएगा. ओके, एंड रूल 100 का मैंने आपको बताया था, दिस इज अ बेटर इंडिकेटर बट दिस इज नॉट द बेस्ट इंडिकेटर. सो आई वांट कि आप लोग इस फेज पे हो, आपने ग्रेजुएशन पास करनी है, सो आई वांट यू टू अवॉइड दिस रैट रेस. Focus on your own goal. कहना बहुत आसान है कि don't compare and don't compete. Competition is also important, I can say, but this should be very much important. Prime Minister Modi have also said in the union budget that we are working in this union budget for the poor people, for the mid people, and for the youth also. So they want you to be self-reliant. He wants India to be independent, self-reliant. And ये India self-reliant कब होगा? When you all become self-reliant. And this self-reliance will automatically comes from when you focus on financial education. Okay, so this financial education has to be taken into consideration in each and every stage of your life. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Just 1 minute. Yes, Anish, you have a question?
Ma'am, I was trying to ask, ma'am, that you said after the taxes that have been levied on Bitcoin, it will be now, it will help us get more returns. You said that. So, ma'am, I'm trying to ask before, since there were no taxes. So, ma'am, that would have been the time when you've gotten more returns, but not now because
But
again
that
we have.
time, just 1 minute, Anish, but that time the concept of cryptocurrency is not that legalized. It was not lawful. So you are in the more risky stage. But now it is being legalized in India. You are matching your digital currency with the physical currency, which is taking place because of this pandemic. Everyone is going digital now. So now the law has been passed. Everyone is now feeling much more secure. Volatile tab bhi thi, volatile ab bhi hai. But now you are at a much more safer place to invest. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Okay. So Anviti ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Session, and I really all the nuisance, but I really wanted you to guide my students about their, developing their financial skill at such early age. So thank you for this orientation.
Yeah. You're welcome, ma'am. You're welcome. It means a lot to me.
Thank you so much, Ektam. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
It was a
Yeah.
nice
Welcome.
question.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.